What's up, guys? It's your brother way back at again. Today we're playing a new game I just got. It's called Biomutant. It just recently came out. I think it came out Friday. I'm not sure. I've been really hyped, really excited to play this game. So let's jump on in, guys. That intro is kind of fire. Oh, run, buddy, run. Dang. Okay. Mm, bless me. See, as the intro was fire AF.
How can something as beautiful as this be dying? A plague is ruining the land, but the tree of life still stands. Question is, for how long? End is coming to the new world. The tribes stand divided, in need of someone strong enough to unite them, or bring them all down. This is a story with an unusual beginning. So, let's expect an unusual end.
Okay, I like that.
Welcome to Biomutant.
Okay, okay. That would be funny if that wasn't me right there.
Encode your DNA.
Oh, and what is this thing? What's that rat?
Define your genetic structure.
I want agility. Yeah.
Choose a genetic resilience. Define your genetic structure. Choose a genetic resilience.
I don't know,
Define
guys.
your
I
genetic
look
structure.
so ugly like this. What is this? Ew. Ugh,
Choose a genetic resilience.
I want to be resilient to the cold. I'm gonna have it in the middle. Oh yes, right here, perfect.
Choose your fur style.
I kind of that one. I like this right here.
Pick your main color.
Give me a black.
Choose your detail color. Pick a class. Commando.
Oh,
Psy-Freak. Saboteur. Sentinel. Deadeye. Commando. Psy-Freak. Saboteur. Sentinel. Saboteur. Psy-Freak. Commando. Deadeye.
I kind of like the dead.
Saboteur. Deadeye. Commando. Psy-Freak. Saboteur. Sentinel. Saboteur. Deadeye. Commando. Psy-Freak. Saboteur. Saboteur chosen. Pick a Deadeye. Deadeye chosen. Pick Commando. Psy-Freak. Saboteur.
I did choose mostly speed.
Saboteur chosen. Sounds good.
What?
Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads.
What?
Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living. But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the dark side of you. Your inner voice, to be precise. An echo of the balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward.
So glad you realize who you really are. Let's keep...
You can't contradict...
Because...
But remember, this is just the beginning of the end.
What you playing?
It'll be my way
It's
or
called
the
Biomutant.
highway.
Wait, what?
Guess left can be right sometimes.
What is that?
Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family? Or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger.
Oh my gosh.
run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story.
So it's just like the trailer.
This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the Tree of Life started to die. Close encounter. keep hauling yourself into the air? The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways.
Alright guys, I'm gonna start a new character 'cause I didn't like that class. I'm gonna be the Jedi. I'm gonna skip the cutscenes though, guys, because, well,
Encode your DNA. Define your genetic structure. Encode your DNA. Define your genetic structure. Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your fur style. Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick a class. Commando, Deadeye, Saboteur, Sentinel, Psy-Freak, Commando, Deadeye. Deadeye chosen. That'll work. Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a but for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your key, the primal energy.
Allow me to introduce myself.
I can't believe you'd choose that thing over me. But I'll be here waiting for you when you have a change of heart.
That thing? I'm
Better half.
The best end is the one you decide yourself.
dang.
Guess left can be right sometimes. Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others.
CJ.
Do you remember the beast that shattered your family? Or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the Predator only grew stronger. better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The Predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started... Sharp steel. The oil sludge is everywhere. To most, it only means death. But some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Sharp dressed. Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight.
What is this for?
That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Hold on to that. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the... Just a few moves left. Make them count.
Bruh.
There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago. But it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours.
Wow, that was interesting.
The sound of spark metal going pew pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Slashing damage.
Okay.
Shouldn't take much more. That's the last of them.
Jesus,
Let's talk
man.
to the wheeled one before backup arrives. Those are the kind of things you need. He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were... There have been rumors of the legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar. It's a scar you're covering under that eye patch, isn't it? But he would have recognized you anyways. You look exactly like your Muma. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back. But he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight.
Oh wow, okay. Oh my god, what is this freak?
Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Mooma knows you are here. You're such a good He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here. You might be right. The Nono's key energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow in... Only time will tell. At least his intention is to dedicate his life to it. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from it. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but after... You handle that net like you've never done. Oh, it'll need a continuous flux of ki over the 12 months to come, so... But today, your focus is getting this one to become one. Now that you... From this day on, he'll... One day, He says you better hurry back to the village before your Mooma comes looking for you. You did good here today. That's not true. He lost you there for a while, but no memory. The tree started to die when the end of the genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Nocco has tamed the midget and is preparing to take on the hoof puff at the end of the east route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friend, the road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends are... Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters. You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see.
The freak is that? I got shown enough to go take him yet. He'll just go ahead and run away.
That must be the World Eater that chewed off Out of Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down.
Yeah,
the
I ain't
World
gonna
Eaters
fight
have
that.
made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first, nor the... Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the world. He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of... He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him... Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions.
That's a spark of light in you!
What's there to like about light? It hurts to look at.
Not as much as it hurts to look at you.
Always making this personal.
And you're always trying to pretend it's not.
There's out of date again.
Weta, got dolo, ma weta, ya.
Regardless of who you choose, the Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction, to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world, and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance. He believes the tribe's... Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? Sharp shirt. For all your slashing needs. It's unusual that natural tunnels like this still exist. Most of them got flooded. Every little bit helps. This area was beautiful before the tribe war began. Look at it now. It's a war zone.
breakfast real quick. There's gotta be some pizza. It won't be long. Alright. I'm back, guys.
I'm glad you're back, Dad. I'm really enjoying spending this kind of time with you. Me too, son. But something's been bothering me.
Ooh, shoot.
That's the Myriad Tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know. It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. They don't just... The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad Fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. But he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 has preceded you. He heard you took out-of-date side against the scavengers in Bunker 101. It seems you believe in helping your next, and that's something you have in common. He's convinced you've returned for a reason, and is glad you chose to come here. There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense you're kind-hearted. The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu disciples. Your Muma invented Wang Fu. Originally, it consisted of unarmed combat and the 6 weapons: the boomerang, the shuriken, the bow, the staff, the nunchuk, and the hook and chain. The Sifu says it's time to set the past aside, at least for now. Unrest is sweeping the land, and there are rivals in all directions. Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and establishing a code of honor. If you believe there's some good in everyone, there's still hope for tomorrow. You'll unite the tribes and defeat the World Eaters to save the Tree of Life. He was hoping you'd join them. You understand that there's no harm in doing good to others. The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident you can unite the other tribes. The one... Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a corner. Even those who desire peace have been forced to prepare for war. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. You both have gentle minds, so they won't. Once you've dealt with the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu to unite their tribe with yours and let your air landing.